into the back half of the season. Super Bowl favorites without a doubt. I think everyone agrees on that. What do you think is the thing that most stands between them and a perfect season?
I think it's themselves. I think it's their team, how they approach things, how they conduct themselves during the week, practicing, getting ready, and then going out and playing. Can't take your foot off the gas pedal at this stage. Doesn't matter if it's a weak team you're playing or not. Look, when I talk with one of the best golfers of all time, he told me he never played against the field. He just played against himself and his own standard.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now Jackson. Oh, his first throw of the game. Going to be intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Walker. He's still on his feet. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Now Cade York for the extra point. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns.
Browns 7, Ravens nothing.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They are, for the moment, the best team in football, 9-0 entering play here. And, Charles, I don't know if we'd call them a surprise 9-0, but the way that they have been winning definitely opened up a lot of eyes around the NFL.
Well, what we've seen from them so far this season, you can't stop them on offense. You can't score on them on defense. So, to me, if you're going to play against them, you have to bring your best game and hope they throw a clunker in that day to give yourself a chance.
They go play action with Jackson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And a costly turnover there as the ball will be spotted first and goal at the 5-yard line. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Across the formation, he hits Austin. It'll be a gain of 17, but even with that, they'll be well short here for 4th down. Facing 4th down, Baltimore will punt. Jordan Stout out there. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. Taken from just outside the 30. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. Now Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. You look at this Baltimore defense. Into this game, they're ranked number 22 in the NFL against the pass, Charles.
And when you're getting ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
First carry for Nick Chubb. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe them.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. On 4th down, Corey Bojorquez gets set to punt for Cleveland. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in. But I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now it's Jackson. Steps away, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Myles Garrett able to record his 5th sack of the season. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Dobbins running out of the gun. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. In motion goes the tight end. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. From the 23, here's a 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7 at the Browns' 23-yard line.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Jackson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Tucker's kick is good, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
The Browns drive about to get started. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Now he'll take a shot for Peoples-Jones. And that is incomplete.
The best receivers we know always tease their quarterbacks that, hey, no matter what you do, you cannot overthrow me. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happened on that play. Normally, they time it up pretty well, but on that one, he just overshot him.
Here's 2nd and 10. They pitch it to Chubb. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
This is the tight end, Njoku. Sheds off the tackle. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Open man here, Schwartz, complete. And gets by him, and now a little daylight. Still going. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz. His 6th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to extend their lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. 3rd and 8. Now it's Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big play that time on the catch and run. 30 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. And he'll go right back to Andrews. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's another 1st down as they make his way again, this time 19 yards. They'll send Austin in motion right.
No, we changed it.
Jackson on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. He completes it to Beckham. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 22 yards there, a 1st down. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary. Figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
No, we changed it. Go ahead.
Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Sacks, a growing theme in this 1st half. This is 2nd and long.
Now 2nd and 19 at the 20-yard line.
Throwing is Jackson. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Here's Jackson. Flushed out right. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. 4th down, here's Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins from 10 yards out. And the Ravens' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down.
First down.
They go up the middle with Chubb. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. They toss it left side to Chubb. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And this returnable for Hill. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
Well, they have really gotten after him in this first half. He's been on the run throughout. And you can imagine he just might have some words for his linemen come halftime.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. This time they stay on the ground. And they will get to him behind the line, but they're out of timeouts, remember, and the clock continues to wind down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll kick it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime.
Ravens 49-yard line.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
Hey, 31! 24!
And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
This is it! 24 is down, he's coming.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. The 3rd quarter starts with a run by Chubb. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Chubb. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Here's Hill on the return. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense him saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there, their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long. Jackson now. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
It'll go as a 42, making a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. Line of scrimmage, the 9. 2nd and about a yard. Now it's Watson. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal. Here's Watson, option left. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Chubb on the counter. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
The penalty gets them half the distance closer, but they'll still need to come up with something on 3rd and goal. Chubb again. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns are able to widen their advantage. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. These two teams met up earlier in the year, back in Week 4, and it was the Ravens getting the road victory in that one, so now they'll look to finish off the season sweep here in Baltimore. 2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And Chubb will try the middle here. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Watson. That is caught. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Yeah, that's just a solid, good physical run there as he motors for 9 yards.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So potentially a turning point here in the third quarter as that swings the door back open just a bit.
Yeah, they're still down 2 scores, but I do think we're at that point in the game where you're going to reach for the football whenever possible. You're going to hear the coaches scream from the sidelines, tackle him, second guy in, tackle the ball. That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Jackson's throw is on target to Likely. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. Trying to escape the shadow of their goalpost. That helped. 10 yards. First down.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Jackson from the shotgun. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
And we're in Baltimore. Third quarter action. Second and 10. Jackson. Completes it to Austin. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens with possession of the football but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. To throw is Jackson. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's got room. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Marking down at the 49. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Hey, report. Report. Hey, middle.
To throw again is Jackson. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
We changed it.
Now Jackson on 2nd down. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
Man, to put it mildly, look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
Here's Chubb on the read option. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 68 yards rushing for him now to this point. Got to figure now after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good
touchdown. Donovan Peoples-Jones, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Browns add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the 4th quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, and I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And after all those wins that they've reeled off, it seems that they finally have met their match in a big 4th quarter hole. But still, what a run it's been. It feels like they have not lost in forever. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Here's Jackson to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Back to throw. Flush to his right. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And boy, possession here turns over with a football already being in the red zone. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 17-yard line.
They run it again with Chubb. He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Watson will step away, and out comes Cade York to handle this 4th down field goal try for the Browns. York able to send this one through. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And that unbeaten record very much in jeopardy. It's been a great first few months of the season so far, but they have run into a buzzsaw here, trailing big in the 4th quarter. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Jackson. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
On 3rd down, Jackson. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Dalvin Tomlinson picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
13.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line.
Let's go.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Check smash. Go check. Go check.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. And he'll be out of bounds. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. It's a loss of 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Browns have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. The York on now for the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one, maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
Now Jackson. He's got a man complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Jackson will throw again. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
On 2nd down, Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. Now they can't bring him down. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described. Manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.